Welcome everyone to Pete's channel, Pete's Plants. This is Friday, August the 14th, and I brought two orchids. One I had received from Dad up for some TLC, and we're going to talk about the first one is a dendrobium that I had received. It bloomed this past winter. Here's a little bit of a close-up of it. Now, I thought it needed repotting, but we'll let Dad say his take on it.
Yeah, bloom's getting ready to come out.
Okay.
So
Let me zoom in on those.
Right here. See? Those
Okay.
are blooms getting ready to come out. Rather than transplant it at this point, if you wanted to take this off and pot it individually, you could.
Okay, and that's the piece with the roots coming out the side.
Yeah.
Now, for information purposes, that branch was the branch that produced the flowers. Dad, can you point to where the flowers were up at the top? See where they broke?
Oh, yeah,
right there.
here.
That's where the flowers were this past... It started to set the bloom in February, and the blooms didn't die off until July.
Yeah. So if you wanted to separate this, I'd like to see it a little larger.
Okay.
Okay. But on this one,
Now, you put a clip on there. Is that to help stabilize it?
yep,
Okay,
That
so
was-
that butterfly clip that his finger's on,
yep.
basically I had the chopstick there, and he clipped it to the chopstick with
And
that
the
butterfly. Okay, turn it around.
These are orchid clips
Okay,
for holding it in place. I need them. This one I had is too small,
okay.
but I had one for this plant because it's loaded with blooms now. And
Could I tie it with a string?
I check over there. Let me check over there. I might have another butterfly clip.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing with orchids is you don't want to mess with them too much until they have said, I'm ready.
Now, I notice on the one that is getting ready to bloom, it also looks like there is a shoot that is producing root right here.
Yeah.
So it's going to bloom and produce a root shoot?
Yep. Orchids, when they bloom, that's a method of dividing like everything else. Okay, there you go.
All right. Now, interesting thing about this, unlike most orchids, this one is growing in sphagnum moss and has been growing in sphagnum moss for years. And so far it's successful.
Yeah, well,
So that is the dendrobium. And now we're going to move into a cymbidium orchid.
yeah, well,
This cymbidium was given to me by a member of the Lord Fairfax Orchid Society. I think this is the first time Dad has... Oh my goodness. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me get in a little closer on... Wow, that is some major root growth right there.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So if you wanted to divide it, you could. Let's see if it... Yeah, well,
Could you divide it and use those two pots?
well,
Or what would you recommend?
well, let's go right here.
Okay.
Since this already has a second shoot coming out.
Okay, so what he's talking about with the second shoot is this piece right here.
Yeah, that
Right.
piece.
Now, when I got it, all it had was this, and then after a while, it produced this piece and now other shoots. And one of Dad's favorite gardening tools is what?
Chopstick. Good old-fashioned chopstick. From bonsai, I've learned how to get roots to comb out like so that they are not growing around in a circle like you see this is. So anytime you want to divide a plant, it's best to see where it is attached and okay, see there, right there.
So push in and shake. Is that the method?
Just shake to like you would comb somebody's hair out. You
Okay.
know? See, there's a dead root when you see that. This is a live, healthy root.
Okay.
So
So dead and dry with the skinny piece in the middle.
yeah, you don't need that.
Oh, look. It looks like you've got another healthy root right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there are plenty. There are plenty. I didn't bring my scissors with me, but you see, these are dead roots.
Okay.
A lot of people are afraid to take them off, but if you don't, you stand a chance of inviting some fungus or something into your plant. Now, this is, oh, come on out. Yeah, this is why Japanese have over the years have, with bonsai and other tools, you know, showed us what is feasible, what is possible, and just in general, how to care for plants.
Now, do cymbidiums like to be pot bound, or do you know anything about them?
Very little. They,
Okay.
See, I'm still untying roots. Okay. See how much dead root was there?
Wow. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and dead root will attract undesirable situations into your soil. And a lot of people think cutting the roots off, well, in this case, see, this is a very long root.
Mm-hmm.
I cut it off.
Okay.
And now, look pretty good as far as healthy roots.
Okay.
So, Cymbidium, you had a tag there, I thought, with a name. I thought I saw a tag.
There was a tag.
If there was a tag, we will find it, because it's nothing worse.
Because the cymbidium had on the tag, the back of it had when it had been potted up.
Okay, well, for now, we're just going to get it potted. This has been soaking in rainwater.
And that is orchid bark.
Yep. Bark from a fir tree.
Any particular type of fir?
No, just a fir tree, which readily available. A lot of people see it and think it's pine bark, and that's far from it. Fir bark doesn't break down as fast as pine bark, and this is why it's used for orchids. Okay. This is considered a medium size, so fir bark, and another container here I have small. And contrary to belief, you see how I'm pressing down to get it good and firm in that the bark good and firm around the roots, so you're not gonna hurt them. Just stimulate more growth with fresh root and potting mixture. Yeah, so.
Now, will I need a stick in there to help prop it up?
You probably should.
Okay, I'll do that when I get home.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
Let me find the name before I go any further.
Is it in the bag, maybe?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's okay. So one thing I learned as a new gardener is on one side, and this is going to be hard to read, but on one side you put, let's see if I can clean it up a little more. On one side, oh, focus, there. You put the name of the plant, and on the other, focus. Okay. Trying to get it to focus. There we go. You put the date that it was transplanted. So this was last transplanted May of 2019. And I'll be updating this and doing a new label for this one. So it looks like you've got a lot of dead root in there.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, would you take off the original bulb? It
No,
seems
just leave
kind
it.
of dead.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know
Yeah.
these things.
You can take it off, but if you have it in where it's being fed and everything, it just may
Okay.
produce another plant.
And interestingly enough, the way I got this is
See,
at the Lord.
it's still
Hold
very,
on.
very much alive and attached. So
Okay. At the Lord Fairfax repotting clinic, Lord Fairfax Orchid Society, they're in Winchester, Virginia. They had a repotting clinic in May of 2019. And this piece had gotten thrown to the ground and was considered trash. Obviously, it had more green to it. There were quite a few green leaves, but there was little to no root. And the owner didn't want it. So, not wanting to waste a plant, I asked, oh, could I have it? And they said, sure. And Zeta Wanzer was nice enough to pot it up for me, and that's how I got this one.
well, next year, if you feed it heavily, it should bloom for you. They are very rewarding when they do bloom. And contrary to what a lot of people think, orchids are not that difficult. You see how I'm handling this?
Yes, I've had one orchid club member say, oh, cymbidiums, they're the ones that really get big. You end up using a machete to break those apart.
Yeah, well, everybody likes to quote their own experience. Now, sometimes I like to mix in charcoal
Okay.
and like filters for water. Charcoal, it filters.
Okay.
Okay?
Any particular type of charcoal?
Can you make out what it
Just
says? No,
just says tropical forest,
yeah,
medium.
Well, charcoal, horticultural charcoal, if they're selling it at a good nursery,
So
you should be safe to use it.
this would be different than aquarium charcoal?
Pretty much close to the same thing.
Okay.
because they both have a situation that they want to take out rather than add stress to the water and to the plant. You got your label, right?
I put it on this one,
Okay. Well,
so I'll,
you'll need a second one when you get home.
yes, I will create a second label for that
There
one.
you go.
Well, thank you. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please leave us a comment. Tell us if you have any questions or if you'd like to see anything else. As you know, on Pete's Plants, he has a broad range of interest, from bonsai trees to orchids and lots of stuff in between. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.